Jan, a very famous neurosurgeon, he gained a lot of recognition for his achievements and became the youngest president of the International Association for Neurosurgery. He's rich, and hospitals are fighting over him. Not only hospitals, many women wish to date him. One of them is a colleague in his hospital called Beren. She's giving him all the signs that say I love you, but he always finds a way out to refuse gently. However, the hospital is holding an event to celebrate their 25th anniversary, so Beren used that to be his date to the party. So Jan kept thinking how to get out of this safe until his friend proposed that he should find a fake girlfriend, just for one night. But Jan feared that all the girls he knows would take it seriously, and forgot that idea completely. On the other hand of this fancy life lives Zainab. She's poor and can barely handle paying the rent. That's because she only has her sister after their parents' death. Since then, she's the breadwinner of the family. She works very hard so that her sister can graduate as an engineer. She works as a housekeeper. One of the houses she takes care of is Jan's house. He never actually met her. He just leaves notes on the wall about what needs to be done. She always finishes early and leaves before his home. Despite all the struggle, she tries to find joy in little things and enjoys life around her. Very optimistic and spreads joy wherever she goes. However, something disrupts her peace of mind. While working, she got a call from her sister telling her that the landlord changed the lock and they can't enter until they pay the rent. To best the night safe, she told her sister to sleep at her friend's house. As for her, she spent the night at Jane's house since he's out of the country. However, Jane cancelled his travel plans and returned home at night to find Zainab sleeping in peace as if it's her own home. He learned from his assistant that she's his housekeeper, so he let her spend the night there. The next morning, Zainab woke up and was stunned when she saw him asking for some explanation. After panicking for a few minutes, she gathered up her courage and swore that this is the first time she has ever done that, and surely will be the last. After he learned about her rent, he had a wonderful idea. He told her that he will forget this incident and she can continue working for him. He will even pay her rent. In return, she must come with him to the hospital anniversary party, just for 2 hours. He also told her not to worry about anything, as his driver will pick her up after work to meet a great designer. She couldn't say no since she was caught like that, and agreed, but used the opportunity to ask him for a favor she has been delaying for so long. Her friend is suffering from brain tumor, and all the doctors told her that nothing can be done. So she offered all the examinations to Jan, seeking his medical advice. After that, she finished work and went with the driver to the designer, who picked an outstanding dress for her. She finished her hair and makeup and went straight to the party. There, Jan was standing with the hospital owner and his wife, and Buran joined them excitedly. She thought that this was the perfect chance to be with Jan alone outside of work. However, Zainab arrived and Jan was astonished after seeing her. He went to get her and calm her down as she was very nervous about making any mistakes. He introduced her to them as the owner of a cleaning service company. Buran was enraged. She acted cool, but deep inside, she knew she lost her chance with Jan. After that, the party started, and one by one, Zainab drank a lot of alcohol and was laughing non-stop. She was excited all the time, but she sounded natural and fun to the degree that Jan was really amazed she blended in that fast. Then they danced together, and he was actually smiling because of her attitude. After the party, they couldn't leave as Jan promised her, because his boss wanted to celebrate his success in a special after party. So Jan and Zainab were forced to go with them on their private plane. She was so scared as it's her first time on a plane, but Jan held her hand until she fell asleep. When they woke up, they took a boat to an island owned by his boss. They had to share a room to look like a couple. The next day, Jan didn't find Zainab and went to search for her. She was in the garden having a blast in such a huge garden. He used that moment and told her about her friend's examinations that she had given him earlier. It turned out her friend's situation is really bad and beyond help. It's very dangerous to operate on her. She could live on a ventilator or suffer from paralysis, or even worse, die. So his advice to her is to live what's left of her days without pain. Hearing his words, Zainab broke down crying as there is nothing he can do. However, Jan took her to explore the island, and they started having too much fun. She admired everything around her and was grateful for the opportunity. Once Jan saw her holding a ring and then let it go, he bought it for her immediately. Zainab saw how kind he is, but told him to stop receiving calls all the time and that he should take a break to enjoy life. They started bonding and talked about themselves. After that, they went back to have dinner with his boss. Zainab was really struggling because the boss's wife kept pressuring her to schedule an appointment for her friend, as he's looking for a cleaning company. Zainab couldn't hold it any longer and told them that she's just his housekeeper. Seeing their surprised faces, she went back to her room and waited for Jan. She apologized to him that she's not very good in lying. He assured her that it's not her fault. It's actually his fault. She had to deal with all of that. The next day, they went back to the city and each went home. Jan went back to work and he was different. He started going out more, eating outside and enjoying the fresh air worry free. Then he went home. He felt it's too lonely and started thinking about Zainab. So he started cooking and used that as an excuse to call her and get the recipe. Zainab was surprised by the fact that he's cooking and told him that he's doing everything wrong. It wasn't long before he realized that, as his pressure cooker exploded out of nowhere. Zainab told him to stay still and she would come as soon as possible to clean it for him. When she got there, it was a mess. She didn't know where to start. This time, Jan helped her to get it done quickly. But then, the tension escalated and they couldn't hide their feelings any longer. They confessed their love to each other. The next day, Jan was hesitant because it's the first time he gets into a real relationship and didn't know what to do. At that time, Biren, who was crushing on him for so long, knew about Zainab's job as a housekeeper. So she went to Jan's home trying to get close to him. He was searching for a way out until he claimed he got an emergency call from the hospital. He told her to stay for as long as she wants and left. She did that. She spent the night there. In the morning, she left him a message and was about to leave, but Zainab arrived. So she mocked her and told Zainab that she and Jan are together and she doesn't need to act as his girlfriend anymore. Zainab felt betrayed, especially after seeing the message left by Biren. She was heartbroken. Once Jan met Biren at the hospital and knew about what she did, he rushed to Zainab desperately to clear things up. When she saw him, she was mad at him and asked him to leave until he begged her to listen. He told her he has nothing to do with Biren. The only one he has ever felt anything for is her. And if she can give him some time, he can confirm his feelings. She told him she has no time to spare. Turned out the examinations of the brain tumor didn't belong to her friend. It was hers. Jan broke down. His tears said it all. He didn't know what to say since he himself said earlier there is nothing he can do. Zainab told him to forget about her and move on. But he refused to give in. He told her he will just live in the moment and enjoy every day with her till the end. He took her to her favorite places. They were having the best time of their lives, trying everything, going to different places, and feeling the beauty of the rain. She told him to think of her whenever it's raining. After this amazing getaway, Jan found a way to operate on her, with higher chances of success. This technique was never tried before, but he asked her to give him a chance. She agreed. On the operation day, he did everything he could, but after hours of failed trials, he panicked and knew it was too deep. He left the room and his friend finished things up until Zainab regained her consciousness. They decided to live whatever days are left for her together. They spent 3 months as a perfect couple, enjoyed every morning together. Then, on a sad day, while Jan was buying groceries, Zainab died under the rain. She did everything she dreamed of and fulfilled all of her wishes.